interesting thing is that once you get into the program and you start doing the basic levels and build up, you'll find areas of weakness very quickly, won't you?
Yeah, they'll show up. Yeah,
they'll show up really quickly, and you'll be able to address them as you're going through the program. So I know that some people, I know of one particular client that got onto our 12-week training program. They bought the package and they started going through the Matt Brindle functional strength training, and they discovered they had a fundamental issue with their body that they actually needed to go back and work with a physiotherapist before they could even start on the program itself, because they had this underlying issue. Now, had they not realised that, they would have gone forth into their training program, and within a couple of weeks or a few months, they would have gotten quite a serious injury, and they wouldn't have gotten any results whatsoever, and they'd be, they'd hurt themselves. So, so the great thing about this is that the program will start identifying those as well. And look, this was a particularly very special case, but the great thing is that for most people, they'll be able to run through the program and they'll be able to address quite bad imbalances in their body if they've got them.
Definitely.
And they'll certainly be able to improve their quality of life just through the movement as well. I know what I like to say is that when people do the Matt Brindle program, they feel a lot younger.
Just look at me.
But they actually feel younger. They feel younger than they are after they've done the program, and that compounds. It's like it's not necessarily a euphoric thing that you get with exercise. It's just that their quality of movement becomes a lot better. And the reports that we're getting back, feedback from the people is that have done this program is that it's like, oh, look, I feel 5 years younger. I feel like I was, I feel like I'm 17 again. Because their quality of movement, they're actually exercising. And their quality of movement's improving, and that's kind of flowing on into all aspects of their life, because they've been sitting behind a desk for the last 10 years, and now they're actually starting to move again.
So I think that's a very important thing to look at. Mobility really is such an important aspect of day-to-day life. Not just day-to-day life, but also performance in sports. Now, as soon as you start to lose that mobility through previous injuries, through stress, poor nutrition, poor sleep, lifestyle habits, all those things which we've got to deal with day to day, then you're going to compromise anything you do outside. In that day-to-day lifestyle that you live. So this is why we've expanded on our mobility program, because it highlights the areas that we just may not be aware are starting to, break down on us, and then we can address them. What I would say to everybody is that with the program, regardless of where you are in that program, aim to find a quality of movement relative to you that's at least an 8, 9 or a 10 out of 10. If something feels like a 5 or a 6 out of 10, do your best to try to get it up to an 8 out of 10. If you can't, you probably need to go see somebody about what's holding you back. And usually it'll be a stiffness or a mobility issue that's going to cause some problems later on.
So you may need to see a massage therapist, or you may a physiotherapist, or you may need to see a doctor, or depending on the level of compromise that you have in that particular movement.
Definitely.
Fantastic. Now, look, I think that's been fascinating. So that's a little bit about the background behind our functional strength training program, and some of the concepts that we really wanted to enforce in it, that it was a program that people could do at home, that it was highly related to the sort of exercises that they were going to, the exercises are highly related to the actual sports movements that we're doing in cycling, that it's very time efficient, all right, and that it's going to reduce the chance of injuries. Look, Matt, it's been awesome.
Thank you, David.
Always fantastic catching up with you and talking to you about this stuff. I find it fascinating. And I hope that gives the people that are looking at this video an insight into the product that we've developed and how it can help you.
Great, thank you.